Hello, everybody. Welcome to Guy on the Couch Sports. I'm your host, Guy on the Couch. This is our very first episode, so welcome to everybody. We're all new here. I'm new. I'm trying this out for the first time. So, hope you enjoy this journey of covering Toronto sports. That's what I plan to do here. Anyways, let's get started. Tonight, we're going to review the Leafs versus the Carolina Hurricanes. And this is going to be a very big game for the Leafs, for the Hurricanes, for Frederick Andersen, for Peter Mrazek. It's a big game all around for everybody. So I'm looking forward to that. A very excited game. Um, so let's start with Freddie Andersen for instance. This will be Freddie's first game back in Toronto since signing with the Carolina Hurricanes last summer. Now, Freddie, as you know, was great for the Leafs. Like he's bomb. Like his first, especially his first 2 to 3 years, he helped this team get through a bunch of hurdles. Like, you know, making the playoffs, having a steady team that wins on a regular basis under Mike Babcock. Like Freddie thrived. He was very good the first 2 to 3 years. The problem with Freddie though was you'd always need to score at least 4 goals to win the games that he started. Not very often did he lock down a game 2-1, 3-1, or 3-2. Like those games didn't happen that often with Freddie in net. But then again, the Leafs defense wasn't also that great either. The forwards were, a bunch of rookies learning to play the game under Babcock and now under Keefe. So Freddie didn't have the most help, but at times Freddie also didn't help himself. Right? Love the guy, was great for us when we first started and needed a goalie to, hold the fort down. He did that. But having to score 4 goals to win every game was not cool. Like it was a disaster. But he was great in helping us get to the playoffs. And he did support the defense when he needed to, made some big saves when he needed to. So I'll give him that. And I hope he gets a video tribute tonight, actually. I'm sure he will in an empty arena, but that doesn't, I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. It is what it is. We're all living through this. Now, Freddie's career with the Leafs, stats-wise, are, I believe, 149 wins, 74 losses, and 36 overtime shootout points was his record. That's a 914 save percentage with a 2.79 goals against average. Not bad, right? Not bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but, he's stopping pucks 91% of the time. We'll give him that. Currently, Fred's record is 24 wins and 6 losses with Carolina with a 929 save percentage and a 201 goals against average. That's pretty snazzy in Carolina. Mind you, he's playing behind a well-seasoned team now under Rod Brindamore. So, I expected Freddie to have these kind of numbers coming into the season. He wasn't, I don't know, for some reason, I don't think he was going to have these kind of numbers in Toronto. And, that's why he's in Carolina right now. Tonight, he'll be going against Carolina's old goalie, Peter Mrazek, who has been having a good, I won't say a great season because he's been injured and he's been coming back and forth. Like, I think he's had 2 injuries this season already and hasn't really had steady playing time. So, but recently, Peter has been actually very good for the Leafs. He's saved their bacon a shit ton lately because Jack's not been playing that well. Actually, Jack hasn't been playing that well pretty much since he got announced to the All-Star game. Jack's been pretty awful. But that's not what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about Peter Mrazek and him helping the Leafs throughout the last few games here. So, with that said, the Hurricanes, last time the Leafs played the Hurricanes was back on October 25th, winning 4-1. Now, that game was awful. 4-1 was, the Leafs actually got lucky just losing 4-1 because they should have lost that game like 8-0 or like 8-1 or 10-1 even. Like they just looked completely outmatched by the Hurricanes that game. and it was not fun to watch. I'll give you that. Um, but yeah, we lost that game 4-1. Campbell played well enough, right? I mean, he still gave up 4 goals, but no, he gave up 3 goals. Sorry, one was an empty netter. So I mean, it wasn't that bad. The Leafs were outshot 36-24 in that game. Like I said, it was a horrible night. But I will say this though in the Leafs' defense, since that game, the Leafs are actually now 27-6-2 for a points percentage of 800 winning percentage during that time. Only behind Colorado, which is playing at an 821 clip. That's some demon hockey. Like, the Avalanche are crazy good right now, right? But that's not who we're here to talk about. Anyway, Mitch Marner has been on a hot streak in the last 7 games. I believe he scored about 8 goals and 8 assists in those 7 games for 16 points. He's just been on fire. And, he's scoring power play goals. That's right. Mitchie is back scoring power play goals, baby. Love to see that, right? He's had some power play goals. He's had some shorthanded goals. He's just doing it all right now. Like, Mitchie's on fire, which is why he was also named the second star of the week for the NHL this week. Last week. But yeah, Mitchie's been great. The Leafs have been winning, even though the defense has been terrible. And part of that is because they've been missing Jake Muzzin. Mind you, Muzzin has not had a great season, but he's still better than having Travis Dermott in the lineup. Like, Travis is just, I don't know, he's been with the Leafs now for quite a while, been through the system, the Marlies, now the big club, and he just doesn't seem like he's improving or just getting it. I don't know if it's Keith's system that he doesn't understand or just doesn't know how to play defense. But Dermott he's not great, like, at all. They do miss Jake Muzzin because he does do a lot of penalty killing, and he does go against the other team's top lines. And for the most part, he's not awful, but this year he's just not having a great year at all. Jake's been struggling quite a bit. Him and Justin Hall, awful. Ugh. Anyways, but that's not what we're talking about. Maybe we'll talk about that depending on how the game goes tonight. Anyways, so that's that. Yesterday, Dubas was talking about what he plans on doing for the trade deadline, and he was saying that he's just gonna have a watch and see approach to his team. Come on, Kyle. Like, I think we've seen enough now, 42 games in, that this team needs defense. Even with Muzzin back, you need more defense. This team is not going to go anywhere with the current makeup of that defense right now. Like, it's ugly. Like, we need somebody, like maybe 2 or 3 depth defensemen in this lineup right now. Like, you need to push Dermott, Logren back. You know what I mean? Like, they need to be in the press box right now. Timothy, like, I get it. He hasn't, really been around much. He's only played a few games. Like, he hasn't played over a couple hundred like Dermott has. So, like, I get that. He needs more experience, and that's something that's going to come with playing time for him to make his mistakes and whatnot. Whatever, I get it. But in the playoffs, I don't think we can afford Timothy to be making the mistakes that he's making now, because this team needs to get past the first round. And if that means sitting Timothy, that's what we got to do. 100%. Right? So there's that. Kyle, honestly, he should know what he's got to do. He's got to get depth defensemen. I mean, the rumor is Ben Sherratt, but I'm not trading a first-round pick for Benny. Like, no. He's not worth that to me. So, if anything, we need to, find defensemen that fit our plans and not have to give up a shit ton of prospects or, capital for him. Like, I know it's not going to be cheap, but, like, come on. Last year we spent our first-round pick on Nick Foligno, and Look how well that turned out. Awful, awful. Anyways, we don't want to do that again. No, we definitely don't want to do that again. So I don't really care what Kyle has to do right now. Just upgrade the defense, please. That's all I care about. Now the lineup tonight, there's not many changes happening. Other than Jake Muzzin not being in the lineup, so I guess the defense pairings, the forwards are all the same, but the defense pairings are going to be Riley Brody, Sandine Hall, Dermott, and Lilgren. That's your pairings right now. So against this Carolina team, we'll see, But I'm they can win because they do have enough offense to win the game, but it's going to be a tight game for sure. So what I'm looking forward tonight is I'm looking forward to players I'm watching. Mitch Marner. I want to see if he can continue his hot streak right now because it's been about 7 games. Will be game 8. So let's see if he can, notch another goal, another point. I'm sure he'll get a point. Maybe. Carolina's good defensively, so who knows. But yeah, I'm hoping he has a very good night. Mitchie's one of my favorite Leafs currently. So let's hope he comes through big, along with Maddie, of course. So let's see. Oh, Mrazek is the other one I'm looking forward to tonight. Facing his old team. I'm kind of curious, who's going to have the advantage tonight with Mrazek? Is it going to be Peter in net knowing the shooters, or the shooters of Carolina knowing Peter? I'm really curious about how that turns out. I hope it's the other way around, where Peter knowing the shooters, gets that shutout and Freddy loses, because we don't want Freddy winning in Toronto. At least, not for the other team. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I can't wait. I'm excited. My guess is going to be a 4-3 Leafs victory. We'll say 4-3. And I'll be happy with that. I will definitely be happy with that, given the team we're playing against. So let's see how that team does. I'm excited. This is my very first video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'm hoping to get better at this as we go along. Let me know what kind of things I could change or add to it. I'm not that tech savvy yet, so you got to work with me. But yeah, I'm going to be doing plenty of Leafs coverage. I'm going to do plenty of Raptors coverage, and when baseball gets out of lockout, I'm going to do a shit ton of Blue Jays coverage, because that team is on fuego, as they say in Spanish, right? So I'm excited for this year, this journey of Guy on the Couch Sports. I hope you stick with me. Stick with me. Grow with me. Let's do this. Let's do this damn thing. Go Leafs, go.